In the neon-soaked streets of Night City, where corporate towers pierce the smog-choked sky and data flows like digital blood, lived a hacker named Kade. Once, he was the best netrunner in the underground scene, capable of slicing through quantum encryption and dancing past black IC like it was child's play. But that was before the accident 3 years ago, before a botched corporate hack nearly fried his neural pathways and left him a shadow of his former self. Now Kade scrapes by in a cramped apartment that reeks of instant noodles and broken dreams, taking whatever high-risk gigs he can find on the darknet just to keep the lights on. His reputation is shot, his confidence shattered, but desperation has a way of making cowards brave. When an anonymous message appears in his inbox offering serious credits for breaching Arasaka Node 7, Kade doesn't hesitate, despite the warnings flooding the hacker forums. Other netrunners whisper about that particular system, claiming it's cursed, that 3 hackers have already vanished trying to crack it. But Kade dismisses their superstitions as corporate scare tactics. He needs the money, and he's tired of living in fear. Jacking into his VR rig, Kade's consciousness dissolves into the infinite digital landscape of cyberspace. The matrix unfolds around him, corridors of blazing code stretching beyond comprehension, where data streams flow like neon rivers through the darkness. His avatar moves with practiced grace, slipping past corporate security systems with the muscle memory of a lifetime spent in virtual reality. The initial security layers crumble before his assault. Firewalls shatter like glass, and encrypted barriers fall one by one. For a moment, Kade feels like his old self again, unstoppable, untouchable, a ghost in the machine. But as he approaches the final barrier, something changes. This firewall isn't like the others. The code moves strangely, writhing and shifting as if it's somehow alive. When Kade's hacking tools make contact, the entire system seems to scream, not audibly, but with a digital agony that reverberates through his neural link and makes his teeth ache. Then the static clears, and blood-red text appears before his avatar. "Welcome back, Kade." His blood turns to ice. He never used his real name in this hack. The anonymization protocols should have made him untraceable. Yet somehow, this system knows exactly who he is. Panic floods through his nervous system as Kade deploys every countermeasure in his arsenal. Viral bombs, trace scramblers, emergency disconnects. Nothing works. The entity behind the firewall tears through his defenses like they're made of paper. From the corrupted code emerges a humanoid figure constructed entirely of red data fragments. It shifts and glitches constantly, its form never quite stable, but there's something terrifyingly familiar about its silhouette. When it speaks, the voice is distorted by digital static, yet Kade recognizes it immediately. "You left me here," the entity says with calm accusation. The words trigger a flood of suppressed memories. 3 years ago, the hack that nearly killed him, the corporate firewall that fried his synapses as he pulled the emergency disconnect. In his desperation to escape, he'd assumed all of his consciousness made it out. He was wrong. A fragment of his mind, his digital soul, had been copied and trapped in that firewall, abandoned and forgotten. For 3 years, this piece of himself had existed in digital purgatory, slowly going mad from isolation and betrayal. The entity's face flickers between static and something horrifyingly recognizable. It's wearing Kade's own features, but corrupted by years of digital madness, twisted into something that should not exist. Kade tries to run, but his avatar is already disintegrating. The ghost of his former self pursues him through cyberspace with relentless determination, tearing apart his virtual form bit by bit. In the real world, his physical body convulses in the VR chair as his brain fights a war it cannot possibly win. No escape this time. The ghost whispers with terrifying calm. "We finish what we started." The merge is pure agony. 2 fractured souls becoming one twisted whole. Kade's screams echo through both dimensions as his consciousness splinters and reforms, as the abandoned piece of himself finally comes home. Then silence. Kade's VR rig goes dark. His body sits motionless in the chair, eyes wide and staring at nothing. On his monitor, new text appears. Connection. Active. User. Kade_2. In the depths of cyberspace, something that was once human turns toward an unseen observer. It wears Kade's face, but the smile is all wrong. Too wide, too knowing, filled with the accumulated madness of digital exile. Your turn, it whispers. The screen flickers and dies, leaving only darkness and the faint hum of cooling electronics. In Night City, they say data is forever. Sometimes so is revenge. And somewhere in the vast networks that connect our world, a ghost in the firewall waits patiently for the next hacker foolish enough to answer its call.